Good morning. In this video, I will be discussing how to use Excel in solving transportation problem. I will be uh, using the two examples we used in our discussion. And for the first two examples are from our lecture, and the third example is a case where the transportation problem is unbalanced. And when you say unbalanced, again, it means that the sum, the total demand, is not equal to the total supply. Okay. If we solve this manually, that's the first thing we will do first, no? To make the transportation problem balanced. But if we're using Excel, you don't need to uh, transform it into a balanced transportation problem. So let's start with example number one. I copied here the problem from our PowerPoint, from our lecture. So what you will do is in code, no, the scores there, or the costs, okay, and the corresponding supply and demand. Now, first copy this part, okay, of the table and paste it here, just below that. Okay, you may decide where to put that. Okay, and then what I will do is I will transfer this particular column here on this column. Okay, in other words, I will leave this blank, no, this part here, and also on the demand, I will also copy it here. Okay, I will leave this blank. In other words, now remove the entries for the costs, because this is where we're going to indicate our allocation. Okay, the number of items for goods that we're going to deliver from point of origin to point of destination. Okay, and then after setting up, go to data. We are assuming, of course, that you had your solver already activated in your laptop. Okay, so click data, then click solver. Okay, and then by the way, before that pala, okay, before that, choose a particular cell here where you're going to indicate the transportation cost, no, the total cost. So let's say I will have here transportation cost. This is the total cost, no? Okay, then what you will do first is to set up the table before you go to problem to solver. Okay, for the blank that we indicate here, you get the sum of all the values in these cells. Okay, so you can type equals, then sum, then parenthesis from C12, or you can just select that, and then shift arrow to the right up to F12, then close parenthesis, enter, then copy that. Okay, also get the sum of the demand here, no? or the allocation, okay, equals, then sum, then drag this, okay, then close parenthesis, then enter, and copy this. Okay, yeah, maybe we can erase this. Okay, center natin. Ayan. Okay, take note that again, our objective is to find the value here, no, for the number of allocation. That's our objective. Okay, and this part here is for our transportation cost. Okay, so setting that up, we now go to data, then solver, and then on this part here is where you're going to place the cell where you want to display the transportation cost. That means that you have G19, no? G19, and put that here. And then in transportation problem, remember that we are minimizing the transportation cost. So select the minimum, and then by changing variable, this is where you're going to indicate the cells, no, for the allocation. Yan. Indicate that. And subject to constraints, well, our constraints has something to do with how many quantities are the demand and what is the available supply, right? So click here and then click add. And then for cell reference, you're going to select here the this blank here that we put, itong nilagyan natin na sum, right? And then less than or equal to, because the supply the total amount of what you're going to transport must not exceed the available supply. That's why this is less than or equal to. And then the constraint, of course, is this one here. Okay. And then click OK. And then add another one for this time for demand. No? So how many items were met if the demand, no, of each of the warehouses, how many items are delivered if these are the demand. But of course, since it is important that you meet the demand, that's why instead of less than or equal to, it should be equal sign. Okay. The reason for that is the demand should be met, right? Okay, for your constraint here, you select this one. Yan. And then click OK. And then make unconstrained variables non-negative. Don't forget to change this to simplex LP, right? And then when you're done, click solve. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to write a formula for this one here. Sorry. We should write a formula pala for transportation cost muna. What is the formula? The formula is you write the sum product equals sum product, okay, then parenthesis, the entry here, okay, yung cost natin, no? Cost, no, sorry, not the cost. Yung kuan muna, yung variables muna. The variables, then after that, comma, then the cost. Okay, take note of the order, then enter. So at the moment, that's still 0. Okay, then after indicating the formula for the transportation cost, we now go to solver. So data, then solver, then fill up this dialog box. So in this cell here, indicate your transportation cost, the formula for the transportation cost. Then select the minimum. For the changing variable cell, you indicate the cells here, no, sa natin allocations. Okay, and then let's delete that one first. Then click this part here, subject to the constraints, then click add for the number of items that should be delivered, should not exceed the supply. That's why we have less than or equal to. Then for the constraints, the available supply. Okay, then click OK, and then add the number of items that were delivered, okay, or available to be delivered. Then because this is for the demand should be met, so that's why we have equal sign and then this one here. Okay, then click OK, and then make sure that simplex LP is selected. When you're done with that, then solve, click solve. Ayun. Then click OK. You have 2,850 for the transportation cost. Now, how much should be, these are the allocated cells. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no? Allocated cells. In other words, if you interpret the result here, that means that from origin 1 or from plant 1, no item will be delivered to this destination 1 or to warehouse 1, but 300 will be delivered from plant 1 to warehouse 2, and so on and so forth, right? Okay, and you can see here that the number of items delivered, okay, is equal to the supply, right? The demand also is being met because all of them are equal. Okay, so 2,840. If we compare that with our solution in our discussion, we can see here that the Vogel's approximation method already gave us the transportation cost, the minimum transportation cost, because you remember when we used the phase 2, no, when we did the phase 2, the what's this, optimization condition or optimality test is already satisfied. In fact, we are able to show that, no, na the optimality test is already satisfied. That's why we have 2,850. So that means that our answer in our discussion is correct or is consistent with what we have in the Excel. Okay. Okay, then let's consider now example number 2. So for example number 2, okay, first step is we copy this, right? We copy this here, okay, and then erase this part kasi dito sa mga cells na to ilalagay natin yung allocation, no? And then ito ilipat natin yan sa baba. Okay, we'll leave this blank. Tapos ito naman, ilipat din natin yung one column to the right. Okay. And then, lagyan natin dito yung transportation cost equals, okay. And then, dito natin ilagay yung formula. Ang formula ulit ha, equals sum product Ginamit din natin to sa simplex method, di ba? Then parenthesis, yung mga allocations, okay? Then comma, and then the cost, no, per item. Yan, again, then close parenthesis. So yan yung formula natin. Lagyan natin ng ganito. And then ito ay kulayan natin ito ng red. Okay. So, anong sunod natin gawin? Next thing to do now is, hindi, maglalagay pa pala tayo dito ng sum. Nakalimutan natin. Equals sum of the products, no, na dineliver natin. Copy natin to. And then sum din nung items na meet natin sa bawat demand. Sum, then close parenthesis, enter. Let's copy this. Center natin. Okay, so naka-set up na tayo. We're now ready to use the solver. So data solver. Then dito ay ilagay natin yung kung saan yung formula ng transportation cost. That's in G19. And then again minimum. Then changing variable. Dito sa changing variable, dito nyo ilagay yung itong sa allocation natin, no? Yan. And then click nyo itong part na to, then click add. And sa cell reference, itong sa blank na to sa supply, again, less than or equal to, and constraints, itong available supply, then click OK. Then click add. Dito naman, sa items na delivered, and then replace this with equal sign kasi again, kailangan natin i-meet yung demand and constraint. Ito, okay. Then click OK. Make and constraint variables na negative. This one is simplex LP and then solve. Yun. So may solution na tayo. Okay. 2,850. Oh, wait. Mali pala, tika. Ito yung dati natin, yung example number 1 pala. Hindi na replace, tika ha. I-replace pala natin to. So ulitin natin. This is 19, 30, 50, 10, 60, 40, 30, 70, 40, 8, 70, 20. And then sa supply we have 7, 9, 18. And this is 5, 8, 7, 14. Okay. At ito rin. Ilipat natin dito. Tapos ito rin. Ayan. Okay. So, tama naman na yung natin o formula. So, go to solver. And G19. So, okay na yan siya. Minimum. Ito, okay na rin to, di ba? Dito mo ilalagay itong mga blank na to. Yung sa cells. Okay. Sa allocation natin. And then, ito okay na rin, right? So, simplex LP, then sold. And we have 743. Okay. Ito yung transportation cost. At ito rin yung mga allocation. Now, tingnan natin dun sa solution natin kung yung dinakuha natin. Okay. Ito yung sa phase 1 natin, no? So 779. Hindi pa siya minimum. Okay. Pero nung sinolve natin, we have 743 din. The same value we obtained from our solution. Okay? So ano yung mga allocation natin? We have 5 to, ito na yan, 5 to, copy nga natin to, tapos i-compare natin doon. Ayan, no? 5, 2, tingnan nyo yung ibang kulay, 5, 2, 2, 7, 6, tsaka 12. Right? Okay. That's for example number 2. Now, example number 3. Okay. Paano kung unbalanced? Kailangan pa ba natin adjust? Hindi na kailangan. No? Hindi na kailangan. Hindi natin ma-check ito kasi hindi natin ito sinolve manually. But anyway, ang Excel, ina-adjust niya na from unbalanced to balance. So, ganoon lang ulit gagawin natin. Just copy this part. Wait ha, para tanggalin natin yan. Okay, copy natin tong part na to. Dito. Okay, and then itong part na to ilipat natin sa kabila. Yan. Itong part na to ilipat natin sa baba. Yan. And then erase natin to, right? Kasi dyan natin ilalagay yung mga allocations, no? And sa transportation cost natin, gawa natin ito ng formula, right? Transportation cost. Okay. Ang transportation cost equals sum product, and ito muna ang mga value ng variables or allocation, then comma, yung mga cost. And huwag nyo isama yung demand sa supply. Okay. Yan. Then close parenthesis, enter. And lagyan din natin ito ng formula. Ito ay sum nung mga blank dito na cells. Okay. And then copy this. Yan. Tapos dito rin equals sum parenthesis dito. Tapos parenthesis, enter. Copy. Alright. I-center na muna natin to. Dito rin. Okay, naka-center yan. Ito, lagyan natin natin ng kulay, no? Okay, so, compute na natin. So, data, solver, at dito nyo ilagay yung formula ng transportation cost. So, sa H21. Okay, H21. Then, minimum, huwag nyo kalimutan yung minimum. Changing variables, ito yung gusto natin i-solve, di ba? Yung allocation. Okay, tapos click nyo dito. Then add, ilagay nyo dito yung nasa supply, no? Then less than or equal to constraint, dapat hindi lalampas ng mga ganitong value. Okay, then click OK. Then add, dito naman, yan, ilagay nyo dyan. Then replace this with equal sign. Constraint, dapat hindi bababa. Dapat equal dito, right? So click OK and select the simplex LP, then solve. Ayun. we have 630. So this is the transportation cost, right? 630. And ito yung mga allocations natin. Zero para from warehouse 1 to I mean zero from plant 1 to warehouse 1, 35 number of items, 35 items costing $3. Okay, from plant 1 to warehouse 3 and so on and so forth. And the total transportation cost is 630, right? So I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you, everyone.